Some of you may know him as Michael Jackson, but I know him as the King of Pop. Many people know who Michael Jackson is, but do they know the challenges he's faced growing up and the hardships? Michael Jackson has faced many hardships throughout his childhood, but he's used his hardships to influence him to become one of the most honorable and known persons in the music industry. In my speech, I'll be talking about Michael Jackson's childhood and the success he's received in his solo career. Michael Jackson didn't have the best childhood. According to History.com, Michael Joseph Jackson was born August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana. Michael Jackson began his career in the band The Jackson 5 at a very young age with his four brothers. The Jackson 5 had its first big hit, I Want You Back. When Michael was 11 years old, he began performing on TV, and by age 14, he had a solo album. The Jackson family even had their own cartoon that included their sister Janet Jackson. But in reality, Michael Jackson's childhood was extremely terrible. According to Biography.com, Michael talked about his childhood being taken away. Michael Jackson's father was always quick to fix a child when out of line and made them focus on working. Michael even told Oprah Winfrey that when he saw his father, it caused him to vomit. Michael remembers his father sitting in a chair with a belt watching them rehearse, making sure they kept focusing on what mattered the most, which was music. But Michael's dad, Joe, said it was a positive thing due to the outcome of fame. But in the end, Michael even went to say, "My childhood was taken away from me. There was no Christmases, there were no birthdays. It was not a normal childhood, nor the normal pleasures of a childhood. Those were exchanged for hard work, struggle, and pain, and eventually material and professional success. But as an awful price, I cannot recreate that part of my life, nor would I change any part of my life." Even though Michael had a negative past, it didn't stop him from being successful. According to Grammy.com, Michael Jackson had a very successful solo career and even has been recognized as the King of Pop. There are so many reasons why he's claimed the King of Pop. He became the first to score 4 top 10 hits from the album Off the Wall, and his album Thriller sold 45 million copies worldwide. Along with this album, he scored 7 top 10 singles and won 8 Grammys in one night. He received the Grammy Legend Award, which only 15 individuals hold currently, and he was the 10th to receive. Michael successfully created one of the most recognized dance moves, which was the moonwalk. Michael has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, due to one being dedicated to him being in the Jackson 5, and then the other for being a solo artist. Even a week after Michael's death in 2009, Michael became the first ever artist to sell over 1 million tracks in 1 week. In fact, he sold 2.6 million in 1 week. In conclusion, many people know who Michael Jackson is, but do they know the challenges he's faced growing up and the hardships? Michael Jackson has faced many hardships throughout his childhood, but he's used his hardships to influence him to become one of the most honorable and known persons in the music industry. Even with Michael Jackson's childhood being terrible due to his dad being abusive and him not experiencing regular childhood, he became very successful and one of the most known artists around. I find Michael to be very honorable due to the fact that his past didn't define him, and he became not only the King of Pop, but he has received so many famous awards such as 8 Grammys with 1 album and has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Thank you.